guys, it's Nordia and welcome back to my channel. So we are going to talk about what cards you should get if you need to rebuild your credit. So let's say for the last few years, like, you haven't been keeping up with your payments for old credit cards, phone bills, things like that, just been missing payments, and your credit score is in the toilet. Now, a lot of times people will rush to go and file for bankruptcy or some kind of credit repair. And a lot of times you could do it on your own. All you need is a little education. And I know sometimes going through the process of reading all of that stuff is not ideal for anyone, but the best thing you could do to help yourself is to educate yourself. There's tons of resources out there. Unfortunately, I find there's not a lot of videos for Canadians. So I'm here to help with that. So first thing you need to do is know your credit score. Okay, so there's a lot of resource out there. You can go on Equifax.ca and pull your credit report. You get one free pull a year. They allow you to see kind of what's on there, what's in collections, if there's any judgment against you, some missed payments and stuff like that. But everyone, honestly, not knowing your credit score is actually one of the worst things that you could do for yourself. Just because you think your credit score is bad because you've missed payments and things like that doesn't mean that it is, because different things get reported differently, and that's a whole separate video, and I would have to probably speak to you guys individually. But the gist is, not just because you think that your credit score is bad doesn't mean it is. Now, there's two major players for us in Canada. So it's Equifax and TransUnion. Some stuff get reported and is weighted a little bit differently over at TransUnion, and some stuff is weighted a little differently at Equifax. So you can go to each website, transunion.ca, pull your credit report there, find out what's there, what's in collections, and kind of see what needs to be fixed. If something's in collection, that doesn't mean you have to pay it. Keep that in mind. Anything over 2 years is just let it go. Pretend it doesn't exist. You want to just build new credit stuff and a new credit history, show that you've grown, basically, despite what this says. Typically, when you pull your credit report, like let's say I'm a lender and you're coming to me and you want a credit card, what they typically do is look at history of 2 years of payments. So 2 years, like on your car payments, 2 years on your credit card, it says, oh, this person has not missed any payments and their credit limit on this thing is XYZ, like, and their car loan is 40 grand and they haven't missed a payment. Those stuff look good. But you're like, oh, what about all this other negative stuff? So if your credit score has taken a dive because you've done some things, and a lot of places like consumer proposal type thing, or they might try to convince you that you can never ever get credit cards again, but everybody starts somewhere. So what you have to do is now get a secured card. So honestly, the number one secured card company I would say in Canada is Capital One. Overall, Capital One in Canada, in my opinion, is not the greatest, but we're trying to fix something. We're trying to fix the damage that has been done to your credit score. So despite my great distaste for them, they are the best choice. Even if you had a credit file with them and let's say you default and stop paying them, as long as that file is over 2 years old, you will be approved for a secured credit card. So what that means is that you might have to put down a deposit. This is not a prepaid credit card, even though you're putting down a deposit. It is still a legitimate credit card that you can use around the world to buy tickets, airline tickets, to do whatever. Like rent a car, things like that. Because remember, like, you know, not having a credit card takes the, like, you can't buy food on some airline. On my airline, you can't buy food without it, and it actually makes me so sad. And I'll be like, oh, I wish I could sit and have a conversation with this person, but I know I don't want anyone to take it the wrong way, like I'm trying to intrude on their life. But sometimes I'm just like, I want to help them. And sometimes people will start a whole argument with me about a prepaid credit card and how it will work, and I'm like, no, it won't. It's just, yeah, it's a lot. So I want people to get the right education and just sit and watch a video. Hopefully I'm entertaining enough and you can sit and pay attention. Back to Capital One. So they have two cards. They have the gold one and they'll have the blue one. The blue one is kind of like where you might start at if your credit score is really, really low, maybe low 5s or high 4s. They'll start you with the blue card, and the annual fee is $79. That's another downside to having bad credit, that you're more than likely gonna end up with a credit card with a fee. And when you get this card, if you don't make great strides within the first year, you might have to hold on to that card forever because it's your oldest credit, as you would have learned in my previous 2 videos. You want to keep your oldest credit. So there's a fee of $79, and they might say, hey, we approved you, but we need a $100 deposit, or we need a $500 deposit. Usually for the blue card, they do require a lot more. And if you get the gold card, they might not require anything, or they might say, hey, $50, $75, and they'll approve you with like a $500 limit or a $300 limit, and you have to use that card. Like, immediately once you put your deposit, you will be charged the $79 fee. So your first bill would be that fee, unless you bought other things. But the best thing to do for this card to help you, if it's a low limit such as $300, put Netflix on there. Just be like, and set automatic payments from your checking account with whatever bank you work with, and just be like, pay Netflix the total amount of your Netflix bill every month. Have it set up. You don't have to pay attention, or you can use the card for real and just make sure you're paying it off, because in the beginning the limit is about $300 to $500, and the only way you can increase that limit in a short space of time, less than the 6 months, where they kind of be like, oh, let me look at your credit worthiness, they will not give you anything if you're not performing well, not paying your bill on time, using too much of your available credit, because you want to try to keep it down to about 30%. So what you must do is then pay it off in full or pay it early. Just make sure that it gets reported, but always pay it off in full, and never max it out. And then after the 6 months, you'll get approved. If not, and you need more credit, you will have to add your own money and put that on there. But after a while, if you treat the card well and do what you're supposed to do, they'll send you back your deposit and put that money there themselves. They'll be like, okay, we're upgrading you to this card, and then they'll send you back, or sorry, the money via a check, and you're good. And then you can potentially have other credit cards. So then you start looking at your credit score. So in the meantime, while this is happening, you want to keep checking your credit score, keep seeing where it's going. Like, if you're by 6 months, it should have moved. In order to keep checking your credit score, you have to enlist the help of some tools, because you don't want to pay to monitor your credit score on Equifax or TransUnion, because it can be costly. It's like $20, and honestly it should just be free. I'm not sure why Canada makes it so difficult. In America, there's all these resources, and most of them are free. So here what we have is, I'm probably gonna butcher this name because it's one of them is just a weird name. Anyways, we have Credit Karma, which you know what? I'll put a screen record on here. So I have Credit Karma and Borrowwell. So I have those two things. Borrowwell is for Equifax and Credit Karma is for TransUnion. As I said before, some banks allow you to check your credit score on there, and there'll be like a little section on the left hand side and it says check credit score, and that is free. All the credit score checking that you do for yourself is a soft inquiry, does nothing to your credit score. It has no effect on your credit score. So you can check it 100 times in a day if you felt like it. If you become a little obsessed or you enter a little rabbit hole and you can't seem to get out of it, and every day you're monitoring your credit score, you can do that. Some of these apps such as the Borrowwell and the Credit Karma, they update weekly, so you are able to see your progress weekly, so you know where you stand at if you are ready to go get another card such as the Simply Financial or Triangle, or if you're above 600, then you can even go and apply for any bank's basic entry-level credit card that is not a student card, and you should be approved. And understand, when you get a card from a bank or anywhere, for the most part you can upgrade. With Capital One, if you get a secured card, you cannot upgrade, meaning on your own. You can't move to their Aspire card. You can't move to their traditional gold card. They will have to run your credit score again, even though they can see that you have improved and your credit score is like 600-700 and you for sure would be approved, but they still would want to hit your credit score with a hard inquiry, which to me, like, that's bad business. Like, why would you do that? I've already been with you for X amount of time. You see that I've improved and my credit score is now good. Why would you do a hard inquiry so I can upgrade to a more desirable card? That's why this company sucks, okay? Like, I wish I could go on a rant. They suck in Canada. In America, they're fantastic. So all my American viewers, thank you so much for watching. And Capital One is great over there. Like, they even have a card with no foreign transaction fee, but we'll get to that. There's a video I'm gonna make all about that. But yes, so I hope you guys found this video to be informative. Thank you so much for watching. Please comment, like, subscribe, and share.